tell you what, how about if we examine these, because I want to go over a couple of other ideas here. All right, so who has number one? Sharon, would you
I do.
mind standing, please, and let them know what the answer is?
22.
So that's a yes. Okay. Who has number two?
I do.
Heather, would you mind standing?
The answer for 2 is lung.
The answer to number 3 is $1.
Well, good. That's a yes. Okay, number 4? Who has number 4? Okay.
12.
Okay, very good. 5?
101.
101, okay, so that's false. Okay, question 6. Who has that?
Everybody's dying to know. It's heart.
Okay. Question 7.
Heaven is number 1.
Okay. And who has number 8? Would you mind reading that?
I have a quarter, 25 cents in my pants pocket tonight.
Okay. I don't.
No, I don't either.
Okay. So that's false. Okay. All right.
That was question 8.
Wait, okay. And I had a quarter in my pants pocket.
Oh, that's not.
Right. We've done this before.
The answer is false.
Answer's false.
It's always 50-50.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'm curious. Did anyone get number 6 correct?
I got 2.
Did you?
Yeah.
Very good. Please stand. How did you do that? Please, how did you do it? Seriously. What did you do? Because this is important. It's very important. How did you do it?
Well, I just asked, and it seemed like I was just going, I was looking at one heart, and it
You
went
mean more like this, or you're
No,
right?
it was straight across
Straight
like on
across.
paper,
Okay.
and I just asked to be guided all the way to the left to the heart.
Good. Very good. So you just actually you saw
Saw
it,
it horizontally,
and but you sensed it also. I mean, like you were looking at that, and it stopped right there.
right.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Anyone else? Okay. Did anyone get number 2 correct? Heart or lung? Okay. Larry, how'd you do it?
Basically, heart was on the left, lung was on the right, and I sensed lung.
Okay. Okay. So you had actually taken, your eyes actually went to that side.
Yeah, I saw the word lung.
Okay, very good. Anyone else get it?
I had it and I changed it.
How'd you get it?
Actually, when you were talking, lung came to me and that's how I got mine.
That's good. Very good. Hey, this is good. Anyone else get it? Okay. Sam, how'd you do it?
Well, I had heart and lung, and I asked to be guided to the lung.
Okay, good. Okay, good. You made it easy. All right. How about number 4? How many people got number 4 correct? Barbara, how'd you do it?
The same way I did it the last time, just went in quickly and cleared and asked the question, gave myself permission.
How
And
did you?
sense it, I just sense it.
Did you
And
see
wait.
like 10, 12, or something like that?
No, I went for it to come from my gut.
Okay. So like show me which number would come,
Right.
and that was the number that came up from your gut. Very good. Very good. Anyone else get it? All right, how'd you do it?
The same way as I put 10 on the left and 12 on the right, and
Okay. Engineer, good.
Well, right.
Good. Good. Very good. Okay.
That did the same thing Larry did.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But did you see it or sense it or what? How did you do it?
I think I sensed it.
So you could just, without even opening your eyes, you could actually sense it then, like what side was correct? Okay. Anyone else? How'd you?
I just get this strength like a pulling toward.
Good.
Which number, so it's like it's stronger. If it's like in this case, it was the 10, 12, and it was like I just automatically went to the 12, so that's how I did it.
Okay, very good. Now, did you say that you had it and it switched?
I had it, but I had done it, when you first started explaining the process,
Okay.
I did it that way. And I had that, and then,
So you have the correct answer?
so I had the correct answer.
Right.
And then when I was doing this, I did it a different way, or missed it, so I don't know.
Okay, somehow, I mean, what you're telling me is somehow you started doubting.
That's
When you
what-
doubted, then you reversed.
Probably so.
Okay. Okay, anyone else get it? Well, these were not easy, the way I wrote them tonight. They were not easy. You did great. You really did great.
It's fun though.
Good, thank you. So let me ask you this, for next year, I'm not sure how much further Jack can take us right now, and I'm not sure how much more he can give you without going into much more advanced work, like options and things like this. And yet, that's a very valuable part to this whole process. Otherwise, having this skill, I'd like for you to really get your liberty. Any ideas as to what you want me to do for next year? I guess I'm asking, how do we start getting the business side of things going so that you can start making good decisions in the market for yourselves? Bless you. How do you do that for yourselves? I mean, what's necessary for you to do? Again, like I said, Jack could review some of the material, but you're going to probably have to go further to really make the type of money that you want to make. So that means probably independent training, like other classes outside of this, but really getting involved with this to make it worth your while. Are you willing to do that for yourselves? Give me your ideas. Are you willing to go beyond, like what Jack's been showing, or are you?
Well, yeah, if it's gonna make you more money.
Well, look at it like this. With options, okay, if you go straight into stocks and they rise, because I'm looking for 3 or 4 days. That's all I'm looking for. Get in, get out. 3 or 4 days, no more than that. If you're just working with a stock, you might get, if you can get a 2 to 6% increase in just the stock price in 3 or 4 days, just on the stock itself, that's pretty darn good. If you use an option, that could be several 100%. 300-400% sometimes in 3 or 4 days. There is so much at stake here for you. So much at stake. But I guess the question is, what do you want me to do with Jack? How do you want Jack to proceed? Because I know he won't be able to teach options. It takes a lot of training for that. It's very involved. It's going to take effort. So, and yet his part is very important. Yes.
Can you give us a reasonable time frame? Let's say we're going to do stocks. It's very straightforward, right? We can get a practice and off we go. If we're doing options, there seems to be a learning curve. Can you give me an average person estimated time frame to learn to do an option, the mechanism of the option? And if we knew the exact picks, what's the average you would assume it would take for us to either time or amount of courses or hours of study to say, yeah, you know what, I got it?
Okay, that's a very good question. Let me give you an example. I don't have time to read most books, so what I do is I just scan through the chapters and I find out what chapter I should go to so I can get all the information I need and can put the book aside and go on to the next one and the next one and the next one. Now, that depends on your knowledge of scanning. So, in answer to your question, I don't know because you're being trained to do things far differently than most people. I don't know the answer to that question. If we went conventionally speaking, putting one foot in front of the other and doing it like this, 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 and this, A, B, C, D, 6 months to maybe a year.
The skill sets that we're getting and the practice that we're getting could be used in other systems as well.
Anything.
Whether it be real estate or gold or something else.
That's right,
So,
precious metals, right.
right.
That's right.
So, my focus is really more towards the real estate
Great.
aspect.
Great.
As opposed to the stock market. But the skills that we're learning are invaluable.
Right, right. The purpose, though, for going into the market was to calibrate us.
Right.
Calibrate us. So that not only using your keys, if you will, or something to calibrate you, then going into the market, proving that you're right, and then going back into your life and also making excellent choices. So we're going to go into the market for that reason. And why not enjoy the process and make our lives go a whole lot easier while we're doing it? But you're right, but you can do anything. You can do it for the real estate or anything like that. Okay, I understand what you're saying, that this part is important. Okay. Roger?
Yeah, as a next step, I know I opened up an account with Scottrade, and they charged me $7 a pop to buy or sell, okay? But I haven't talked to them about options, but years ago, when I was playing a little bit with options with Morgan Stanley, not just anybody can go in and start playing the options game.
I agree.
And so
I agree.
Jack might tell us a little bit about how you get in that, because I had to do a lot of paperwork before I could even get in there to prove how much assets I had or didn't have or whatever. And you just can't dial up the phone number. And back then, I don't know what it is now, but back then, you had to be embedded with somebody to do options. Now, again, I don't know what it is now.
And you're exactly correct if we go conventionally speaking. You're right. There's no telling what could be done if you bring your skills, your scanning skills up. There's no telling how you could circumvent all of that difficult training, because all that difficult training is coming about because of people's doubting.
I'm not talking about the training, I'm talking about the market allowing you to execute an option is what I'm talking about.
The technical.
But even that, you'll know with your scanning.
Yeah.
Karen?
I was just gonna say, I guess the part that you guys are talking about is to open up an options account. You have to qualify, and
Right.
it's because they try to protect people, because people try to get in to do options without knowing what they're doing.
Yep.
And so, I think, from a follow-up standpoint, it's, I think, a little bit of walk before you run, and I think it's really good practice to calibrate by going in each week and looking at the technicals and picking a handful, scanning to see which ones might do the best, and then take at the end of the week, look and see how they did. And if you had gotten in, you could see what you would have done, because the whole idea with this, I think your first one, the market gives you immediate feedback, whether you're right or wrong. Did it go up, did it go down? And that's why we picked this, because you could get an answer right away, the next day. So as long as you write your statement clearly, you're clear about what price you're comparing it to where it's going, over a certain number of days, that you can be practicing any day of the week to see what works and start developing the technique. And if people want to get into options, there's lots of training out there to teach you exactly how to execute them, because the first thing you got to know is how to execute an option. Picking which one to buy is where the scanning would come in, but you still have to know how it works.
Right.
And so that would take some investment time, and I think maybe Jeff Miller or AJ can talk a little bit more about what you would do, because Jeff trades options every day. He's not here tonight, I don't think. But I think that practicing on the market and getting immediate feedback would be a great place to start. Do it over the holidays.
The teams that we had set up are invaluable, because the teams will help push each other towards achieving that goal. If you can pick out the stocks, and you can get pretty good at seeing some movement in the stocks, even a few percent movement consistently, then you can trust that it's probably time for you to learn more about that part of it. That's a real good way of deciding whether or not you're capable of going forward. So thank you, Karen. That's a very good way. But you got to get serious about this, because my goal is for complete independence. And I'm going to be pushing hard next year. I mean, I want you guys free. I mean, this is what I want for you, your liberty. I'm not just doing this as a exercise on Thursday night to get us together. I enjoy this, but there's a reason in everything I say to you and everything I do with you. I want you to have your liberty. AJ.
So you had mentioned the possibility of an economic collapse unless things change. So even if we have money, would that protect us if there is an economic collapse? Because money may not mean much.
True. Number one, you'll know when it's coming, without doubt. Number two, you'll know how to convert it, so if you want precious metals, or know where to travel, or where to move to, or what to prepare yourself to do, you'll know. So, you're right, money may mean nothing. But So we're not dealing in conventional systems anymore. We left conventional systems in September. Okay. But you'll know when things are changing. I mean, the things are changing right now, but we should start seeing a big change in the economy in this country around the latter part of 2015. Really see problems in 2016. Why do you think I'm pushing this hard? Because I want you to get prepared so you can start making good choices and train yourselves right now. And we're not done with Ebola either. We're not done yet with that. Okay, there are a lot of problems coming, and I want you to be able to know what the truth is for yourselves, so you can protect yourselves.
Oh, I missed a lot of class. Can you just tell me just a little bit about the economy thing?
Well, we're $18 trillion in debt. We're living off of borrowed money. Okay, we're printing money faster than we can get money in from taxes. We have almost a third, if not more, people on welfare in this country. There are no jobs. The economy is slowing down
It's
badly.
been that way for decades.
Not like this. Not like this. And now, it's only a matter of time before it collapses. Okay, we are on the brink of probably one of the worst economical collapses since the 1920s, because we have no reserves. We have no reserves
in
left.
2015, the later part of 2015?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and then we have all of our other problems that we have in this country. So, the purpose of the class is to make sure that you can answer complicated questions for yourself easily. So you'll know how to go, how to proceed, what to do, easily. Okay? And you'll be able to make choices in any part of your life. Remember we talked about prosperity, health, wealth, and relationships. Any one of those, if not all of them, could be in that matrix that you're going to have to answer for yourself. I'm giving you this information to encourage you and empower you and not to frighten you. Because you should be frightened if you don't think of these things. You should be empowered if you do think of these things. So I'm willing to spend another month or so, like in January, and see where it goes from there. Because I do want to train you in this, but I need you to practice. I need you to get really sharp with this. I don't care how many mistakes you make. I don't care if you're frustrated because you're getting every one of them wrong, every moment. I don't care. I've got to keep encouraging you to just keep at it. Just keep at it. Okay? You'll break through with this. And I don't get it right all the time either. If I don't, then I figure out why. It helps me get better. Okay? So am I making my point? The teams that we had, like we had 4 teams, I would keep those teams going, especially over the holidays. I'll send you questions to answer. I expect you to get to them. Please don't give me the excuse you don't have time. You have 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to look at anything I send you. Shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. I don't care if you get it wrong. What I care about is that you make the effort. Okay? Am I clear? Okay? So every time I send something out, I expect that you get it done. And get it done quickly so it's finished. Otherwise, why should we be meeting here on Thursday night? You're not going to get it just from here. You're not. Now, ask me questions. I'll do the best I can to answer them. But you got to keep at this if you want it.
For some reason, I want to add the power of the group with the numbers that we've got, members in this room. Is there any way that that can be leveraged as an advantage when it comes to, say, like a group going in under a certain name or an umbrella? Perhaps if that would open more doors. I don't know.
I'm not sure I know what you mean, Sandra.
Say if we created a name in regards to how Karen was talking about going into certain aspects of the trading, if we had a name and a group.
Like pool the entire collection of resources and things like this.
Right.
I'm sure it would help. I mean, it sure would, except in that case, someone's going to be the leader.
Right.
Okay?
And you have to set up tax ID and it has to be an entity.
Right. I mean, it could be done.
You could do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
You can absolutely do it.
But would that be helpful, do you think, or you don't know, or possibly it could be?
Well, every group I've been in like that, there are people that actually do something and they learn, and there are people that sit behind and they're hoping to pick up the crumbs and they don't learn much.
Right.
I don't know. You'll have to decide that for yourself, but if you create a group like that, which I believe is a good idea, you gotta make sure everyone's really contributing.
Right.
Because, look, I don't wanna leave anyone behind. I want all of you to be able to move forward. I want all of you to be able to answer your own questions.
Could you write up a contract and have us sign it, or would that be necessary or helpful, or?
I mean, you can do what you want, it's just, I mean, you just know human nature, no matter what you say.
Well, we could all put a little idea in a hat.
But again, the point is, every person in this room gets trained so that every person in this room is able to answer the questions about their life. That's the purpose of the class.
Right.
Okay.
So you gotta want that bad enough.
I don't know how else to get it, because you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, it's gonna look like it's impossible, because no right-thinking person would ever think that we're able to do this. And yet, look at the article here about ESP and making money in the stock market.
You didn't get it.
Okay, just take a quick look, but I just got that. One of my patients sent that to me.
It was supposed to be getting passed around.
You
I
could,
wanna
but there's,
see it.
yes.
I have a question. I was doing this, when you were showing, demonstrating that, your method,
Right.
and I was trying to do that, and I got really, really nervous, and I thought it was the T. Okay, and then later on, we were practicing with this. I got so nervous, but I didn't know it was because I was doing this.
Right.
I thought I need to
Right.
get out of the
I
door.
understand.
Maybe, I thought I had a medical situation. So I don't know what happened. Is it an energy? Is there something wrong with me?
No, there's
You know,
nothing
it's
wrong
like,
with it.
so,
I'm putting you under a test situation,
Is she
okay?
a minor person?
She can be. Yeah.
I
But,
was just so nervous. I mean, nervous to the point I thought I had a medical situation. Seriously. I mean, seriously.
yeah, but,
And now I'm calm, more calm.
right, because we're past the crises.
Oh.
See, what I'm training you to do is, I'm training you to do it your way, so that when you have to answer a tough situation, a tough question, you can relax. But you're only gonna get there by either answering 10,000 of them prior to that, and even if you're wrong, I don't care, until you get down your techniques, not my techniques, your techniques. That's the other reason for that fear, is when you're using my techniques. No. But again, you'll develop them if you give yourself the time to do it. But how badly do you want it?
Here, I want to emphasize the importance of practicing, because what I've been doing is, on daily situations, no matter what it is, I've been practicing the technique. It has nothing to do with the stock
Right.
or whatever, just anything that I'm doing. And so that's how I've been getting better and better. And then the other thing I've learned is, sometimes I just give up.